New executive actions on immigration that is sparking criticism from both sides of the aisle. Republicans slamming one executive action that will provide a pathway to citizenship for nearly 500,000 immigrants who are married to American citizens, calling Biden's move an election ploy. Democrats slamming the president's suspension of entry at the southern border aimed at reducing and restricting these massive numbers. Now, the president is also facing legal action from both the ACLU and Stephen Miller's America First Legal, suing the administration over these latest moves. Former Justice to the Arizona Supreme Court, Andy Gould, joins us now. Andy, thanks for being with us. Democrats, Republicans taking issue with the president, though there's no easy fix, and neither party has come up with an extensive plan on immigration reform. So is this just more noise?
Well, good to be here, Adrian. To a certain extent, I would say yes. What's troubling is there's been no action on the border until now, 6 months, 5 months before an election. In communities like the community I'm from in Yuma deal with these border issues every day. And it's the inconsistency of the federal government's policies that creates so much problem or so many problems down there. We now have the Biden administration putting a cap on political asylum at $1,500 a day, and then having this new pathway to citizenship or parole in place for the spouses of American citizens. It's just troubling that this is happening now in June before the 2024 election.
Yeah, the timing is interesting because immigrants married to American citizens has been going on since time immemorial, and now it's being brought up in a political season. It just seems to add more complexities to an already very difficult situation. But in terms of the courts, in terms of the fact that some asylum seekers' files are basically being held up for maybe a decade now because we don't have enough people to litigate their case and find out if they're really supposed to be in America. I mean, obviously, this is not going to be something we see changed in the next year, but do you think it could possibly be changed in the next administration?
I do, and I'm hopeful that it is changed. Congress really needs to act in this area. Executive orders is not the way to manage immigration or the border. Now, Congress really hasn't had the will or the ability or been able to put together enough votes to take action, but that's what really where it should lie. That's where it's constitutionally designated. We need something more than just piecemeal measures here and there. We need comprehensive immigration reform.
I have one more question for you, and it was because I spoke to a local sheriff of a border town with the border with Mexico, obviously, and he was saying that this is all against the law. People coming into the country, being able to stay and ask for asylum when there is federal legislation on the books that says if you come into America and you are not supposed to be here, you don't have the documents, or you're not, again, legally allowed, that you get deported back to your home country. Is it true that the federal government has set aside actual law that's on the books that prevents all of these people from coming in to the tune of 10 million or more?
Yes, Adrian, that's true. And just take this parole in place executive order. The people that are being paroled now entered illegally. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to get a green card. You're not allowed to have a pathway to citizenship when you come across and enter the country illegally. And the same thing is happening with a number of programs to try to create these pathways to citizenship. We have very good laws on the books. They're being ignored right now and being overridden by executive orders. The parole in place is just another example of that.
It doesn't make sense that in this country, again, you have so much compassion for anybody that needs to seek refuge, that needs to seek asylum, that hopes for a better future for their kids. But why are they allowed to just set laws aside? What happens? Because many of us Americans who are thinking about this are saying, well, what's next? What other laws can they set aside?
And that's the fundamental problem, Adrian. You struck on it. We're not a nation of laws anymore. We have immigration laws. We have laws about the border. There's a whole host of laws, and just overriding those with executive orders or what the feelings are of one day to the next, it takes away the thing that has made this country great in many ways, and that is we are the one nation that has stand for rule of law. Our Constitution is a fundamental law. It's a reflection of natural law that we embodied in a written document. We've passed laws to regulate the border and immigration, and none of those are being followed. It's all being swept aside by politics and by the feelings of the day. And in the long term, that damages our democracy.
Yeah, and it oftentimes damages people's trust in the government.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.